Hello and welcome to a quick guide to the firewall as a service feature of OpenStack. As you can see here, I'm starting from a new user, so no networks or no VMs created. So as I said before, no private networks are created, so you can only see our external network here. So let's go and create two private networks for my user. Create network here. I will give it a name, net1. Then subnet name, sub1. I will pick a random access for my network, random address here. And I will give it a DNS as well. Create. So you can see our new network here. Let's go create another one. Net2. So you can see both our networks here. So the next step is to create a new router to route those networks between each other. So we go on the left here on the routers tab, create a router. You can see our new router here, and now let's go add those interfaces to those networks. You see our new interface here, and let's add an interface to the second network as well. So our router now is routing those two networks, as you can see here in the network topology. So an optional step would be just to connect the router to the external network as well, which we will do, just so we have a complete solution here. So we need to set the gateway and select our external network here. And then if we go back to network topology, you will see all three networks route between each other. This last part was optional, but I'm just doing that just to be complete. So next step is to create those two VMs connected to the two networks. So you go to compute, instances. As you can see here, no running VM. So let's launch a new one. I'll give it a test one. A tiny flavor will be enough for this test. So we will boot from image, and I will use a tiny zeros image. If you don't have that in your glance repo, I will show you how to add it in a while. Access and security, there's no need for a key pair for now. Networking, I will add that VM to the first network and then launch. And following the same steps, I will launch another one connected to the second network. Test 2. Add it to the second network and launch. So you can see here my two new VMs. They're now both active, so if we go back to the network topology, we will see each one of them attached to the corresponding network. So I mentioned before a zeros image. If you don't have that, it's really easy to find. So you go to your images, you create a new image here, you give it a name, for example zeros or whatever name you want, image location, and then you just need to find it. So you can go here, search for Xero's cloud image, and they are available here. So just copy the link and paste it here. Select the format as a QCOW2 and make it public so that all your users will be able to use it. Make sure you do that step as an admin, and this will make that image available to all your users. I'm gonna cancel here because I have that image already in my OpenStack environment. So going back to our firewall as a service testing and our network topology here. So we will basically create a firewall between net 1 and net 2, which will only allow pinging from net 1 to net 2, but not the other way around. So let's make sure that right now, without any firewalls at all, we are able to ping each VM from each other. So open the console, and you can see here our login details. So it's Xero's, and the password is provided as well. So I am in, and I am at the first VM now. So you can see my IP here, 10.0.1.2. So let's try pinging the second VM, which is 10.0.2.2. And as you can see, ping is working fine. Stop that and close that console. Let's open the second one now, just to make sure it works from here as well. Again, it's the same login details. I must have typed something wrong, so let's try again. Alright, I'm in now. You can see that I am at the second VM, 10.0.2.2, so let's try pinging the first one, 10.0.1.2. You can see here as well, everything goes fine with the pinging. So let's stop that, close the console, and time to create our firewalls. So first of all, we need to create a firewall rule. So add that rule, icmp protocol. I will choose icmp here, but as you can see, you can choose any TCP or UDP port you would like. Action will leave it to allow, but you can choose deny as well. Source IP address. This will be the IP subnet of our first network, which is 10.0.1.0 with the 24-bit mask. And destination IP address, this will be the subnet of our second network, which is 10.0.2.0/24. Enable, make sure this is ticked, and click add. You can also specify ports or ports ranges to the source of the destination network, but we'll leave those blank as well for now. So you can see our new ICMP firewall rule here. Next step is to create a policy, firewall policy. So click to the policies tab, then add policy. I will name that ICMP as well. And then on the rules tab, make sure you add our newly created rule and click add. This will create a new firewall policy, which we will use just in a second. So final step is to create the firewall. So click on the create firewall button here, name your firewall icmp as well, and then select the policy we just created, the icmp policy, and admin state up just for the firewall to be active, and add it. You can see here the status is pending create. It will be active in a second, so if I refresh it, you can see it's become active. So I've now created the firewall, and let's go try pinging again. So from net 1 to net 2 it should work fine, because this is what I've allowed in my firewall. So let's make sure it works. If I ping again, as you can see, ping works fine. Let's kill that and let's go to the second VM now. In my firewall, there is no route from the second network to the first network because I've only allowed the other way around. So this ping should give no output at all, which is what happens here. So there you go. You have a new firewall rule and it all works fine. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. Thank you very much.